Hello?
Yeah.
Testing.
Yeah, no, it's working.
It's working?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a stormy night again. I swear every time we do this, there's wind and rain and random ice cream trucks playing creepy music. Has the ice cream truck playing
No, I
creepy
haven't heard
music
it in a
returned?
while.
Really?
Yeah.
There we go.
Ever since we had that priest go through our house.
Since you had the whole property blessed. And oh well, welcome back to the Collectani of Everything, everyone. It's good to have you here.
Yeah.
Thanks for the great feedback on our last episode. Really big cats talking about the Canterbury Panther. Everyone loved it. Everyone loved it. Did you see the memes made of you? And everything?
Yep.
It was great. I have had a few people say that it was their favourite episode. People want to hear more mysteries and cryptids from us, so I think it's something we'll definitely keep up.
You guys are weird.
I got to think about what I'm doing next. I've got some ideas. I think we're going mystery this time, not a cryptid, but
Mystery.
an unsolved mystery.
Oh, nice.
It's a little teaser. But how you been?
Yeah, I've been
Probably
pretty
our
good.
most used phrase on this show. How you been?
How you been?
Let's put it on a t-shirt, you know.
My goodness.
But yeah, you've been doing good?
Yeah, I've been doing good.
Yeah.
How about you?
Yeah, I've been doing
Not much to talk about, is there?
Been doing good.
No. Okay. Well, I've been playing a new game recently.
Both have.
Yeah, we both have.
We talked about it last time. We were playing Dead by Daylight together
Yeah.
with some friends, and then we were waiting for D&D Dark Alliance to come out,
Which
which we've been playing with some friends.
And
Yeah.
we've been playing that.
What are you thinking about the game?
Oh, I don't know. I'm enjoying it.
I'm enjoying
it. I like having a game set in D&D world. I enjoy it, and I there's like names that get mentioned around and thrown around, and I recognize that.
Because we've said it before, but I'm running like a D&D game for us set in Icewind Dale, like a snowy setting at the moment.
Yeah.
And this game's based in the same place. And we played a game of D&D, proper D&D before, about like this random cult worshipping someone called Levistus.
Yeah.
And then we played the video game, and then they were like, there's a cult, and I heard someone mention Levistus, and I was like, look at that. That's pretty cool.
And there's a bunch of locations
Yeah.
as well that were mentioned.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome.
I like it, but it's a bit buggy.
It's a bit buggy, and
And it's a little bit linear.
I'm having fun with it, but it's just
Is that the
hard
right word to
because
use?
linear, yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm having fun with it. I'm having fun playing with guys. I'm having fun like leveling up my character, but I just can't stop thinking of like all the similar games like it that are better. But I'm having fun, and it's a new game, so yeah, that's what we've been doing. We've actually caught up a little bit recently. Like usually when we're doing this podcast, it's like the only time we're seeing each other each week, but we've caught up like probably more than half this week.
Yeah, just because of playing Xbox.
Yeah,
And
and we played a board game. We played The Shining together.
Oh yeah.
I enjoyed it. I played the game with my family, and they enjoyed it too.
Yeah, it's actually a pretty good game.
Yeah, and it's made me like want to watch The Shining again. So I think I will, and we could do an episode on The Shining. How much you love Doctor Sleep.
Excuse me, what?
But yeah, what else have we been doing? I watched a couple movies this week that were pretty good. There's a movie called Censor. Just came out this year about like people working in the movie censorship, I guess, places that like have to watch all these movies and then put down what they're rated, and have to like ask people to cut things from them. Back in the day, when like in the 80s, they had to be strictly watched, and if there was too much violence or nudity, they had to tell the filmmaker to cut it out of the movie before it could be released.
Yeah.
And it's about like someone slowly going insane watching these movies. A lot of the time they'd be like violent movies, and then her kind of messing with her real life, and then her kind of going crazy herself and becoming violent. It was pretty good. It was a unique setting for it because I haven't seen. Do people still censor? We still have like people who censor movies, right? And we still have our like ratings here in New Zealand of G, PG, M restricted.
Yeah, but I don't know the process.
I doubt that movies get banned nowadays either. Anything would be pretty much allowed out there, wouldn't it? But,
it depends on what country you're in.
yeah, totally.
I think.
But I watched that. It was good. And I watched a movie called Possessor, about like an espionage agency that can put their mind in other people's bodies, or they can become other people. So they're trying to assassinate people. There was this girl who becomes different people in the world and uses their bodies to assassinate high-profile targets.
Yeah.
It was cool. Love
Yeah.
that. It was another good one. Interesting idea. The bad guy, one of the people they were trying to assassinate was Sean Bean.
Oh,
He was
of course.
great.
Did he die?
I won't say.
Okay. He dies everyone.
I won't say.
Well, actually,
But it might
when did
surprise
it come
you.
out?
This year.
This year.
Or last year.
It might not. I remember hearing somewhere, I don't know how true this is, but that he's putting in his, this might not be true, but I remember hearing something about him putting in his contracts now that he
doesn't want to die anymore.
Yeah, basically he's got this little reputation of being of just basically dying in almost every single movie he's in.
Yeah.
And so he's like, I think it's just that he's getting a bit sick of it, or not necessarily sick of it, but like he wants to actually live out a few more movies. So that's what I heard, but it might have just
break
been
the mold everyone's put him in.
Might have just been a bit of a
Well,
someone
might
having a
surprise
go
you.
at him or something.
I won't spoil. He might die. He might not.
But it's just, if it's newer, there's a good chance he's not going to die.
Really so. But yeah, check those two out. They were good. You watched anything good recently?
Also, look up if you want to laugh, just like look up montage on YouTube of Sean Bean deaths. There's a lot, and there's yeah, he's pretty good at it.
It's been practice. You've been watching anything? You still watching Mythic Quest?
Yep. Still watching Mythic Quest.
I finished season 2. It's good.
What?
I finished season 2. It's the finale.
Yeah, well, I finished season 1.
Oh, nice.
Partway through season 2 now.
Did you watch you would have watched the coronavirus episode they did in lockdown? Really cool.
Yeah, it was really well done.
Really thoughtful. It was like the best thing to tackle COVID so far that I've seen, really. A lot of the other stuff I've seen has been quite cheesy or badly done, and this was...
Yeah, it was actually really well done.
Yeah.
There was one scene in particular where they, I don't know, because they would have filmed it with those restrictions, right?
Yeah.
So they filmed this, I guess it was them technically breaking, well, they would have been breaking those restrictions in the show, but not actually breaking it to film it.
Yeah.
And it was really, hard, like basically two people met up. Yeah, somewhere it was.
One of them's really not struggling. They don't have family, don't have friends, and they're in lockdown alone.
And the other one goes and visits them, basically, which they're not allowed to do. But they don't do that in the filming of it.
I think in the filming of it, it was the woman who was not having a good time. Her husband.
Yeah, I figured it might.
Yeah, so they did it really well. But it was hard touch. It was good.
Yeah,
it was really good. Really well.
It was really well done, that scene.
Because
really they did it with two cameras. It was like because they were on a video call. And it was his like phone or something.
Yeah.
And then her computer desktop.
Yeah.
Or laptop or something. But anyway, it was like the two angles, and I don't know. It's hard to explain. It was pretty good though.
It's good.
Pretty well done.
Watch Mythic Quest. It's not very well known because it's on another streaming service, Apple TV, which doesn't have doesn't have a big catalog, but. Give it a watch.
They have pretty
good shows. Everything I've watched on there is really good quality.
Yeah.
But there's not. They're going for quality over quantity, whereas Netflix has got like an endless array of things that aren't too great. Some good things.
Oh, I was gonna say something that people won't like me for.
What?
I was just gonna say Disney's kind of going that way as
well.
Yeah,
Disney is going that.
We'll
save it for our Loki episode.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I've been enjoying Loki, but there's been some things. We'll see what happens.
Well, it's just the general. Yeah, we'll talk about it some other time. It's basically just everything that they're putting out at the moment. For me, it's not necessarily that it's bad. It's just it feels a little bit like it could be better.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Yeah.
And talking of TV shows, that's this episode. We're just going to talk about a couple of our favorite shows. 3 of our favorite TV shows each.
I was also going to add in, like, way earlier that I'm also playing another game. That's when I was saying, I'm playing a new game.
Oh, you weren't talking about D&D Dark Alliance?
I forgot about that.
Wait, you're playing another game?
I think I was playing it last week. I just didn't mention it. I'm playing through the Doom games.
Oh, dude!
Are
you still playing through Doom?
Yeah, I'm still playing through Doom.
Yeah, let's go.
Yeah, I'm not playing through the old ones. I'm playing through the remake.
The 2016 remake, yeah.
And then I'm going to jump over to Doom Eternal.
Yeah.
Do that as well.
They're good. I played through them during lockdown, so they're quite nostalgic of that time for me, just finishing up work in the lounge, then just turning on the Xbox and playing a couple levels.
Yeah, so...
but you are enjoying it?
I'm enjoying it, yeah.
Yeah, it's good.
It's a nice, mindless... violence game, yeah.
Killing some demons and...
Yeah.
Yeah, I quite like it. There's a lot of Easter eggs and like collectibles and stuff that.
Yeah, I'm not very good at finding them though.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I'm also playing it on like the easiest setting, and I still find it quite challenging.
Well, there you go, having fun. That's the name of the game.
No, it's I'm not like hardcore playing it to like make it as difficult as possible.
Yeah.
I'm trying to learn the game a bit better,
Yeah.
and then I was thinking I'll go Doom this
Yeah.
Doom. I'm going to play through it on easy, and then Doom Eternal I'll play through the next
Ah,
level
step
up.
it up.
Yeah.
There you go.
And then if I really like it, I'll play through it again.
I won't tell you they changed
hunt.
majority of the combat system and controls.
Yeah, I already tested out
Oh, there
Doom
you go.
Eternal,
Oh,
and then
yeah.
I was like,
Preparing yourself.
why don't I just jump and play the other one? Because
It does. The
I
story
don't know
does
why
connect
I
up.
started playing Doom Eternal first.
Yeah.
I think
Oh,
it's
nice.
just because it was newer, and I was like, oh yeah, I'll
Yeah.
jump on this. And
It's
I was
still
like,
releasing add-on.
and I was like, I don't get what's going on.
yeah, yeah. No, that's sick.
Yeah, sweet. So yeah. So I'm playing that.
There we go.
Yeah.
And we do drink check. We've got
Drink
so many
check?
things we need to do before we talk about our episodes nowadays. We got to cut it
Well,
down.
I mean, you're drinking something new.
Yeah.
I'm drinking tea, as I always do.
Yeah, it's a given.
Oops, sorry.
Now. It's a
Bump
given.
the mic.
It's the drink of choice for Collectani of everything for Hamish.
Yep.
I'm drinking a Monteith's Phoenix India Pale Ale. Nice IPA. Pretty nice. Pretty good. Yeah.
Yeah.
So there you go. There's your favourite segment of the show, everyone. And yeah, as I said, we're talking about some of our favourite shows. Should I kick us off?
Yeah, sure. We're going to jump back and forth.
We'll do back and forth like we
Okay,
always
yeah.
do. There you go.
Yeah.
It seems so. I recently, I haven't watched a lot of TV shows. Back in the day, it was my thing. I didn't watch any movies. I just loved getting stuck in the world of a TV show for a while because they really...
Back when we were both jamming Doctor Who.
Back when we were jamming Doctor Who, yeah, man.
Yeah.
Back in school. But I don't know. TV shows are really great, I feel, to connect yourself with the characters.
Yeah.
And they deliver more of a payoff. But this day and age, I've just found movies a lot more accessible for me because they're a lot shorter, and I really like the craft of being able to just tell something in a shorter time frame, and I don't really have the time to like get stuck into so many shows I need to watch. I've been meaning to watch like Breaking Bad and things like that, but it's like it's finished. It's got a couple seasons. It'll take ages to get through, and I'm going to do it. But yeah, back in the day, I watched so much TV.
Yeah.
And I guess you've heard me talk about it on the podcast before multiple times, but X-Files was one that I was in love with. I still
I
am.
also know what one of your others is.
Do you?
Yeah.
I might surprise you. I've got some honourable mentions. It might be one of those. But yeah, I love X-Files. It's about Dana Scully and Fox Mulder, FBI agents assigned to the X-Files unit. X-Files are cases that explore the unexplained. So any case that involves some sort of unexplainable outcome or supernatural instance, they look into it. In every episode, we kind of get them going after a different monster, going after a different weird, I don't know, unexplained phenomena. And it explores so many different real-world mysteries and like cryptids and legends. Like, think of a random mystery or a myth, and they've pretty much tackled it in an episode. And I really like that. Like,
Except for the two that we have.
yeah. So where's the Canterbury Big Cats and the Mohel Man X-Files? They did a Big Cat episode.
Did they?
It wasn't New Zealand, but yeah, they've done one with a big cat, big jaguar. They haven't done one about Bigfoot though. That would be good. They did one about the Jersey Devil, which just turned out to be some naked people living in the forest. But yeah, I really love the show just for that. I mean, I've always kind of been obsessed with weird stories and weird legends about stuff happening around the world. So this was a real cool way to learn more about it, because you do learn heaps, and just in a really fun, well-written, well-acted, well-produced way. And the other thing that sticks out to me is just I love the chemistry between Mulder and Scully. Like, it's unbeatable to me in any other TV show or any other, maybe even movie. And as it gets on and on throughout the season, a lot of people love the first couple seasons best out of everything. I tend to like it as it goes more into, as the seasons go on and on, because I feel like that chemistry and those characters just, it gets to a point where it's the banter between them and just the conversations are really, really good. And yeah, it's just, I love the show. It's real cool as well how you have one episode that's a straight up horror, one the next it's a straight up comedy, one that's more heartfelt. Really great like variety show. Kind of like we are.
Yeah.
You're the Scully to my Mulder. It's
No. Yeah, probably actually, to be honest.
you're the more of the skeptical one.
Yeah.
But yeah, X-Files, I love it. Check it out. It came back recently for a few like revival seasons that I feel weren't as great as the originals. That some of the original like writers and people involved in the show weren't involved with the remakes, and it just didn't feel like it used to. But it's still good. And again, the characters are still there, which is what I keep coming back to anyway.
Yeah.
But you're still watching X-Files now and again?
Yeah. It's a slow run for us. We're just slowly making our way through.
But it's kind of good like that, right? You can jump in and just have a couple standalones, then a few that connect up. And
Yeah.
Yeah.
So for my first one, this is real tricky because there are quite a few shows that I like that I haven't finished. I talked to you about this beforehand.
Yeah.
There are quite a number of shows that I really like that I haven't finished for one reason or another. Some of them, they made new seasons, like with the X-Files, they brought out like a revival sort of thing, and I just haven't got around to watching them.
Because now we're both like into 24.
Knew that it was bad, so yeah, 24 is one of them.
But they came back recently with some new stuff.
Yeah, and I haven't watched that, so I feel like I can't say that anything about 24. And Lost is one. I loved Lost, but I never managed to finish the last season.
Yeah,
and I know it's quite for people who know and watch Lost, I think it's kind of a more controversial one, just because of the ending and stuff.
Some people love it, some people hate it. I loved it, but I understand.
So I love pretty much everything of Lost that I've seen. I find it a very addictive show. I can easily just jump in and just start watching it again.
Yeah,
it's quite addictive, but I just never managed to get to finishing. I don't know why. Never managed to get to finishing season 6. So I can't add that.
Yeah.
I can't talk. I don't want to add that because that feels like yeah. So I'd say for my first one, I'd probably put in the American Office.
Yeah.
Just real, like, I know that's real, like, I don't know. That'd be probably a lot of people's favorite, one of favorites for a lot of people. And I feel real unoriginal putting it out there, but I do really love it.
It's a good show.
Yeah, and it feels like I shouldn't be as well because I only watched it like last year or the year before. It was quite recent. But yeah, I still, that's one of my favorite shows.
Yeah.
I can go back and I have rewatched quite a bit of it already, second time through, just because it's I don't know. I really enjoy watching it, and the humor as well.
Again, I just find that like The Office is standout. I really love the scripts and the writing.
Yeah.
Like just the situations and the, I guess, plots for each episode are really, really cool.
I think a lot of people also, like, I find a lot of people who love specific sitcoms, they'll find that they become like, what do you call it? Comfort TV shows almost for people. I know that a lot of people have that with like Friends, for instance. But for me, that would be my comfort TV show would be like The Office. Yeah. And another one that I'm going to mention soon.
Did you watch The Office UK at all?
No. I started watching it. I don't like...
You don't really gel with Ricky Gervais?
Yeah, I don't know. He's just... I don't know. I find him hard to listen to for very long.
He's a bit like provocative and...
It's not even that. It's just... this just sounds real mean, but it's like his voice even. I just find it hard to listen to for very long. And he talks so much. It's just like...
Sorry, to our number one listener, Ricky Gervais.
Sorry.
Sorry, dude. I like the UK Office. I watched that before US. I don't know why. I seem to enjoy British humour a bit more than American humour.
Yeah, I would agree with you, but I feel like...
But The Office is very well done.
I feel like I enjoy old British humour.
Yeah.
More than
American. You with your Dad's Army and your Blackadder.
Yeah.
But I really like the UK Office. I love the US Office as well. But the thing that...
You just reminded me of a bunch of shows now that I want to add in.
We'll have honourable mentions at the end.
No, I think I've got to change one of these.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
But the Office product I love the most is a spin-off movie from the UK Office called David Brent Life on the Road.
Yeah.
When the the manager of the UK office, David Brent, played by your favourite Ricky Gervais, quits an office job and goes, just spends all his money trying to do a tour around the place to try and get famous off his music.
Yeah.
And it's just really great. I love it. Check it out if you haven't. It's great. The songs are so good.
But yeah, you probably know more about The Office than me then, because although I really like it,
I've only watched US Office once, and that was ages ago, like before it got popular recently.
Yeah.
So I've been meaning to rewatch it.
Yeah, I'm one of the newer plebs, just like.
But it's a good show. So it's.
I watched it when it came out on Netflix, basically, in New Zealand, and that's when I was like, oh, sweet. I've been wanting to watch it for years, but
Nice.
Suddenly, decided to sit through it and watch it, and it's now like one of my favorite shows. So. Yeah.
Awesome. My second one will probably be Mindhunter, which is something, I don't know if I mentioned on the podcast before, but
I don't think so, but you've talked to me about it before.
It's something I've watched recently. It's a Netflix original created by one of my favorite directors, David Fincher.
Yeah.
Who's did Fight Club, Seven, some really cool like thrillers. But it's pretty much the story of how criminal profiling was created.
Yeah.
How people started questioning in the government and FBI what makes serial killers and criminals do what they do, and kind of developing the whole way that they deal with them.
Yeah.
And it's so interesting, and it's based on a real guy, and I've read his book that Mindhunter is based on, and it's just insane, this guy and the team, what they did back in the day, and they went around and actually interviewed crazy serial killers we've all heard of, like the Son of Sam, Charles Manson, just insane and crazy. They've done horrible things, and they've put themselves in, like, feet away from them to interview them.
Yeah.
And it's just, the show is really, really thrilling, really, really scary at times, but just you learn so much from it. And it's just, the production value again is great, and I just love the way Fincher makes his movies and makes his shows now. It's just, he's got this real distinct way of filming things, framing things, setting scenes up.
Yeah.
That it's just awesome. Yeah, really, really cool show. It is intense. It doesn't shy away from these serial killers describing what they did or talking about like crazy killings. Gets a bit sexual with some of the things these people have done.
Yeah.
And it's so sad, but just so, I don't know, interesting to figure out what makes these people tick. And we've learned so much from it as like the world now.
Yeah.
It's really cool. Not for everyone, but if you're into Fincher's other stuff, give it a try. If you're not even into Fincher's other stuff and you're just into a really good crime show, best that I've seen, check it out.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's one of the better Netflix originals. I'll say that as well. Because sometimes I see Netflix original and I'm like, this is going to be bad, but this was good.
Yeah, I think I might have to add that to my watch list.
Yeah.
Because
It's good.
Oh, this is going to be too hard now because I remembered another show.
Because I've given you your old British favourites.
And so now well, you mentioned one of them, and now I'm just like, oh yeah, that is actually like one of my tops. I might as well talk about it now, mention it now, and then I'll ponder while you're talking about your next one, about which of the other two that I had thought of.
You're going to make your third. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, which one of those is going to make it out on top. But yeah, Blackadder, definitely. You mentioned it.
I've never seen a Blackadder thing. I've never seen anything to do with Blackadder, but it's Rowan Atkinson, right?
Yeah, Rowan Atkinson.
Yeah.
I'm really bad with names, so I can't remember all the other names. I obviously remember Rowan Atkinson, but there are a few other fairly big names, and like British comedy and stuff there.
Yeah.
And acting in general. Where do I start? It's just. It's super, super funny especially if you appreciate old, slightly in its time dirty,
Is it similar to
British
kind of like
humor.
Monty Python humor?
It's not dirty as like for what we would call dirty nowadays.
Yeah, bit.
But for back then it was, and it's not really. Monty Python's a little bit more. I don't know. Their humor, I guess, in some ways it can be, but they're very like. I don't know. I feel like people are gonna get upset with me. People who are really into these things, but Monty Python seems a little bit more silly.
They
compared
definitely are silly,
to but kind of similar. Kind of similar humor, but
Blackadder plays it more with like a straight face or like
Blackadder's more it's more straight face. It's more clever with its joking and stuff like that. It's more like almost like punchlines, kind of like they I don't know. It's
what's the premise? Because I've never. Is it like
what?
What's the premise?
Premise.
Premise.
I was like, what the heck?
What's the premise? It's about the war, right?
No, so there's 4 seasons of it.
Yeah.
There's 4 seasons of Blackadder in a movie, and they're talking. I've heard that they're talking about possibly making it. The whole show, I've got to warn people. It's in parts. It's very not PC.
Yeah.
It's from a different time.
From a different era.
Which I mean, not in like a horrible way or anything. I'm just saying it's
officers to a point as well, though.
Yeah,
this
I
is
know.
More like,
I know.
Yeah.
But I kind of got to admit I love it for it. It's I don't know. But yeah, so the first season is based in like the I don't know the dates or anything, but it's more like medieval kind of times. And it follows along. It's basically the whole show. All the seasons are following along one lineage, as far as I know.
Yeah.
It's from like everyone in there has got the name Blackadder.
Yeah.
So the first season is a bit different to the rest of them, because I think it's still kind of getting its footing of what the show is exactly, and they play Blackadder, the main character, who's played by Rowan Atkinson, a little bit more stupid than he actually is in the rest of the shows.
Oh, yeah.
A little less cunning, and a lot more, but still quite nasty. He is kind of a nasty character all the way through, but he is a lot less likable, I think, and less eloquent. Is that the right word?
Yeah.
Yeah, in the first season. But he's prince of someone in England or Britain, somewhere. I don't know the history of England, unfortunately, that well. So he's a prince anyway. And yeah, it just follows along his like. Each episode's about a different thing, and they're all quite cleverly done, quite funny, and tackle. They go over certain things like one episode's about a witch hunt. They're trying to find a witch that's apparently within the kingdom or whatever, and they bring in the kingdom brings in like this special witch hunter dude who's trying to track them down, and they're like there's random people being burnt because they've been discovered to be witches, and there's all these like really stupid methods that he's using to try and find people, find out if someone's a witch or not. Like one of them's like they basically behead someone, and they say that like if you swing the axe down to their neck and it goes through, they're not a witch. But if it bounces off their neck, they're a witch, and you burn them. And it's just like it's just crazy stuff like that. It sounds really stupid, but it's quite well done in the show.
I need to check it out. I never have, and you've talked about it since we've known each other. Really, I need to do it.
There's not really any way you can watch it, as far as I know.
Tricky.
Yeah.
I mean, listener base is from the United Kingdom. So.
Yeah, so I'm probably. Sorry, I don't know you guys' history. It's probably real basic, or not basic history, but I know. But
whoa, you calling the history basic?
No. I'm saying like it's probably basic knowledge is what I'm saying. What I'm trying to get across, like it's like
you hate United Kingdom. Is that what you're saying?
No, no, just England. No, I'm joking. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Oh, I'm so sorry. No, I don't. No. Oh my goodness. I'm saying that it's probably basic knowledge that I'm trying that I just do not know.
Yeah.
But yeah, so the first season's based around that. The second season jumps forward, in time a bit. I can't even remember the time difference, but I just remember their style of clothing changed a lot. So one of them, they were wearing cod pieces and stuff like that, I think. And then the next season along, they were in the era where they were wearing I think they were wearing frills around your neck, but not quite not quite like the saucers. You know what I'm talking
Yeah,
about?
yeah. The real high, white frilly.
Yeah, the ones that come up like, I don't know, this is a bad description. I should just quickly Google. Do you want to actually? Are you able to? No, you can't.
No, we'll be fine. You guys know.
I don't know the era.
I don't know the era,
but it jumps forward a bit.
Yeah.
And I believe he's like a lord of some kind. He's a wealthy person.
Yeah.
And that's when he becomes a lot more eloquent, and he's not royalty anymore. He's just rich and wealthy, and that's with one of the queens of England. I can't remember which one.
Yeah.
But he's a lot of the episodes revolve around him trying to keep his favor with the queen, and without being beheaded. It's one of the queens that likes beheading people a lot.
Yeah.
I think it's the one that.
Better get this right.
No, I'm not going to say it. I'm going to embarrass myself. No, I'll move on. One of the ones that likes beheading a lot. I'm sure there's one out there that's very obvious.
Yeah.
The next season is with Prince George, the one the
Irish.
No, he's
I'm
German.
not even going to get
He's
into
German.
this, dude.
He's
No.
German. I do know that. He's German. He's known for being kind of a bit of a klutz, like a bit kind of crazy, a little bit stupid, I think, or a little bit like, just not the brightest.
Yeah.
I think it was George.
That rings a bell.
Maybe.
That rings
I don't
a bell.
know. But anyway, it's set a lot.
Actually, I'm just going to shut up.
A lot further along.
Yeah.
They have muskets and all that kind of stuff. And then he is a butler.
So it doesn't follow
He's
the
the
same
butler
characters.
for the prince.
It's just...
Yeah, no, it's just his family. I think it's just
so
that
he's
family.
playing his, like, own ancestors and stuff.
It's not. It's just they started the first season, and then the second season it's like an
anthology.
Is that the right word?
Yeah.
Okay. But anyway, I think that's what it is. So yeah, third season he's a butler though, and that's probably my favourite season. And then the fourth season he's in World War One, I think.
Oh wow, I thought that's what the whole
That's
show
the one
was,
that a lot of people know about. I think
Yeah.
a lot of people are like, oh, that's Blackadder. You know.
Yeah.
That's also a very good season, but that's Blackadder. And then there's Blackadder back and forth where they build a time machine and they go back in time and go.
It's
through
still
all
with
the
Rowan Atkinson?
Yes, it's still with Rowan Atkinson.
Really?
It's with all the same actors. It's a little short movie.
I did not know this. It's a movie?
Yeah,
My goodness.
yeah, it's really funny.
Okay, flip. I need to get on Blackadder.
Yeah, so I'm just chewing through all our podcasting time talking about this thing that I love the show, but I know nothing about a lot of the stuff. Oh, I'm sorry for everyone who lives in the UK who might be listening to this.
Should we do our honourable mentions before we do our final ones?
Yeah, sure.
I love Lost. We've mentioned it before. Well,
Yep.
we've mentioned it this podcast.
I mentioned that I loved it as
Yeah.
well.
I love the whole thing. A lot of people don't love how it ended. I really enjoyed it. Some of the later on seasons, 3, 4, and 5 might be my favourites.
Yeah.
Even though
I think 3 for me was like...
Yeah, you just know the characters a lot more by then, and it's just real. You feel everything a bit more.
Yeah.
I also love Twin Peaks. It's kind of in the same vein and style as X-Files is sometimes. A real quirky cast of characters, kind of a mystery with all the supernatural stuff happening in this small town of Twin Peaks. Love David Lynch, who directed Twin Peaks. Has done a new revival show, which is great as well in the movie. And I've also loved Ash vs. the Evil Dead, which is the TV show continuation of the Evil Dead franchise with Ash, our favourite. And that's a good show. And I don't know what else. I really like Flight of the Conchords, which is, I guess,
I do as well.
Is it's probably might be my favourite straight comedy show. Even though it's a bit cliche from us being New Zealanders loving Flight of the Conchords, but I just love, again, very quick, very well-written jokes, and I'm a sucker for good songs. So, yeah, it's probably my honourable mentions.
Okay. Okay, let me think. I think I know what your...
I like Star
one
Trek
of two shows, I think. The final one, I think. I
doubt it's either of them.
Okay.
What did you think?
No, I'm not going to tell you.
No, tell me.
No, because then what if it is? Then
It won't be.
You sure?
Yeah, it won't be. Tell me.
Okay, well, I'll tell you my honourable
Adventure Time's another honourable mention.
Yeah, that would be one of my honourable mentions. Adventure Time, Bob's Burgers. I love Bob's Burgers. What do you call it? the name's not coming to me. Parks and Rec. Parks and Rec. I love Parks and Rec. That is a difficult one for me because it's like either Office or Parks and Rec for me.
Yeah.
It's like, but I feel like I don't know. I just feel like The Office is a bit more. I don't know. It's really difficult actually. There's So there's a bunch of older shows like I don't know, this is kind of cringy, but I never finished all of it, but I really liked MacGyver when growing up.
I liked MacGyver growing up too. MacGyver Knight Rider were like, I only saw a few episodes, but Sunday morning.
MacGyver what?
MacGyver and Knight Rider.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I thought you said MacGyver Knight Rider, and I was like, what is
this? Knight Rider, team it up. No.
And Get Smart, the old American spy show, as well as like Dad's Army, you mentioned it before. Yeah. And there's a bunch of other old shows I can mention, like Fawlty Towers and stuff like that I really love. But yeah, they're
all pretty much comedies.
Yeah,
you love your comedy show.
I like my comedy shows.
Yeah.
I don't know, what's it? Oh, I mean, I mentioned 24 and Lost.
Yeah.
Then they're kind of more serious, I guess. But yeah, I don't know. I guess I'm trying to rack my brain here for something that isn't comedy. And it's just like it's hard to.
Iron Fist. You really liked Iron Fist.
Shut up. I'm sorry.
But I guess my final show that is one of my favorites is BoJack Horseman.
Really?
Yeah, which I doubt is one of your two you thought.
Nah, it wasn't. I realised when you were so sure that it wasn't one of the two.
What were the two that you thought? Because
I was thinking 24 or Friends.
Yeah, I love 24. I do like Friends. Not one of my favourites, but it's a good show.
Really? You go on about it enough.
It's because my wife's obsessed with it. I kind of have to. But yeah, BoJack Horseman, which was surprising. I surprised myself enjoying it so much.
I did enjoy it as well. I watched a couple of seasons, I think.
Yeah.
And I did enjoy what I was watching.
It's very deep. It's not for everyone. It starts off, you think it's just going to be another comedy show about talking animals. But it does have really funny moments, but it just goes so deep into so many full-on topics. Deals with addiction like crazy, deals with depression, deals with struggles with relationships. And it just does it so well and so beautifully. I think out of any other show, BoJack Horseman's probably changed. A show about a talking horse has changed me. Changed me. Yeah.
I didn't get any of that from watching
Really?
it. Yeah.
No, dude.
I just watched it. I was like, they're just making this guy so messed up. It's
really
hilarious. I feel bad now.
I mean,
I'm just.
No, I think it's touched.
The more serious. I'm a sucker for like shocking things and things that are a little bit more controversial to be. I don't know. I'm just one of those people, I guess. And I guess I don't know. I guess slightly more dark humor and stuff. But I guess my memory of watching through it was like it tackled some serious stuff, but it was very funny. I don't know.
It is very funny. It's very well written, but
I don't know. Maybe I'm a bit messed up.
No,
maybe
totally.
I'm messed up.
Maybe
I don't know.
you're just used to your comedy, dude. No.
Yeah.
Exactly, though, because I was very surprised that it hit me this much, especially as it went on and you got connected to this horse, BoJack. But it's just, I guess I related to a bit of the stuff. Like I still struggle with anxiety and being stressed a lot of the time, and I struggled a little bit with depression before. So I don't know. I really connected to some of the moments in the show, some of the arcs, some of the characters. All the characters are really cool, and you can just tell that everyone involved with the show really put their hearts into it. Yeah. And it's another one that's not for everyone. It does touch on some very serious topics. There's parts of it I didn't love, but in majority, it just really touched me in a way I didn't think it could, and it's made me a better person. And it's just some of the episodes it has going on. Like it has this really heartfelt episode where it's the whole episode pretty much him at a funeral, giving a eulogy to his mother, who he didn't have the best relationship with, and it's just really, really heartfelt for the whole 20-minute episode. At the end of the episode, you find out he was at a completely different funeral that's not his mother's that he wasn't supposed to be at, and he's just saying a eulogy for someone random. So it's got these really cool comedic moments. But I think it's surprising how much it touched me and means to me. And I think it's meant to a lot of people. So check it out.
I'm surprised you haven't mentioned Archer. I thought you really, which is kind of, to me, it feels like a
different show, dude.
kind of similar feel for the humor, not the serious aspect of it.
Similar like adult humor as
that kind of very like monotone kind of humor. Like, I don't know. I think it's more probably just their voice actors they pick for both the kind of It's kind of not similar, but like, I don't know.
It's actually something I watched recently and I enjoyed it, but it is...
And also the animation style is kind of a little bit janky, kind of like I don't know, is that the right word?
Yeah, it's a bit unique.
Yeah, and so that's sort of what's sticking out to me. Is sort of like...
Archer's funny. It's very well written, but it's not... It doesn't have any of the deeper moments this one does.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, BoJack Horseman. I loved it.
I think it's probably also because the two main characters for Archer and BoJack Horseman are very flawed.
Both very flawed. No one really gets along with them. They have their problems. And
Yeah.
BoJack kind of has a redemption arc, whereas Archer's like, I think later season he's still going hard with being super unlikable. So
yeah. Oh. Well. Okay. So mine would. I don't know why I left this to the end. It's like the most predictable one.
Drum roll, please.
Stargate.
Ah, really?
Yeah.
Of course. Yeah.
Yeah. Both of the shows, like Stargate, SG-1 and Atlantis.
Just not Universe.
No, just not Universe. Just pretend like that didn't happen.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of predictable. But when I think back, that and there's nothing super deep about it. It's just that as a show that I just really like. I don't know. I think my whole family's kind of been into it. They all watched it, and yes, there's that one bad scene.
We've talked about Stargate. We've talked about it in episode 4.
But it's I don't know. It's just a show that it brings back a lot of memories for me, and it's weird. There's this strange like. For me, if there's a show that I push through that's kind of old and not as like refined and as great like as far as like special effects and stuff as more modern things, but it's really long.
Yeah.
Right? There's a lot of seasons to it. There's a lot of content to watch through, and a lot of it isn't awesome quality.
Yeah.
You know, but for some reason there's that aspect of comfort for me when I watch through it now, because it's like if I ever watch any of it, it's like I don't know. It's just. I know all the characters. I know all that, you know, and I don't know. It's just this exciting space adventure that I watched when I was, you know, a young teen.
It's inspired you into a lot of like creative stuff that you
do
recently.
And it's like, I don't know. It's a comforting adventure show that I watched, and it's good natured. I feel like throughout the whole thing, and there's I don't know. It's kind of childish, but it's like the reason why I like it, but it's mainly for me. It's probably the nostalgic reasons.
Yeah.
Even though I never watched, like I wasn't not old enough to have watched it when it was coming out or anything like that. But it's I don't know. I would say whenever if anyone's ever mentioning like what's your favorite show or anything like that, this will be one of the first ones that pops up into my mind.
Yeah.
Or if there was like a situation of like what you have to rewatch a show. I don't know. Like, let's say we went back into lockdown as a random situation where you only could pick out one show to rewatch throughout the whole lockdown. I probably would pick that, mainly because it's flipping long.
Yeah,
and I have heaps to
so
watch
much content.
But yeah, just like
I get you.
If I had the time, I'd rewatch it.
Yeah,
like definitely.
It feels
just like that.
I think it came out. It was just from the same era as like X-Files.
Yeah, I think it's a little bit newer than.
Yeah, probably. But I get you. Like with those shows, it's interesting because. Of course, you have different writers in charge of every episode, and there's a few episodes which aren't great, and some which are standouts. But I don't know; they're really comforting, right? And I'm just having like a season full of like 25 episodes, and it's just
yeah.
I
don't know why they are though. It's like, and you could watch. I could sit down and watch an episode and be like, "There's nothing special about that episode," but
it was good.
You sit down and you watch the whole, the whole series, and suddenly it's just like, wow, that was an adventure. That was
And you don't have that feeling you have nowadays when you sit down and watch an episode or watch a season and you're like, oh, that wasn't good. This is...
Yeah, I
Could
don't
have been
know.
better. It's too short. It's too. I don't know.
I don't know what's changed, but it might just be that it's just that we've gotten older and we're not even that old. But like,
Oh man, 22.
but like maybe things just don't have as big of an impact anymore now that you're older, and maybe I don't know. But I feel like the fact that I was watching older shows and enjoying them when I was, preteen and just young teen, and watching shows that are old for that time that I was in. I don't know. I think it just sort of shows that I don't know. I do kind of feel like shows and TV, movies not as much, but definitely shows. They feel like they're losing something over the years.
Yeah, they do have standouts. Like I've mentioned Mindhunter and BoJack that I love, but
but that's
do watch
different.
A lot more.
There's not that kind of, I don't know. There's not that kind of connection you'll have.
Yeah, totally.
I feel like
I don't.
Because you'll have exciting shows.
Yeah,
but there's not like, I don't know. I don't know. Maybe I'm just talking about nothing.
I think everyone gets it. And it's a bit nostalgia as well, right?
Yeah, probably. I think the fact that it's older also, even if you didn't grow up in that time, you can still feel that this, like, that kind of like, this is, you can kind of think back to those kinds of like older times and stuff, even though you weren't born then. Even it's just sometimes. I think I might have been born for a lot of. Well, I was alive for a lot of the show. Yeah. I think, but.
Like you watched it with family as well, which would be great memories. I watched it. My dad introduced me about the X-Files, and it's just the feelings that come with it.
I don't know, yeah, but it's just weird because like the acting quality isn't amazing, the CGI isn't amazing, the storytelling isn't amazing, but it's just there's a completely different feel about it.
Yeah,
I don't know. I really don't know why. I think maybe it's because it came from a time when nerdy stuff like that wasn't actually cool.
Yeah.
Maybe that's what it is. And nowadays it's kind of cool to like all these nerdy shows and stuff.
Every show's doing callbacks to shows from that era.
Yeah,
later,
it's just like, So I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, anyway, so that's my...
yeah, there we go. That's some of our favourite shows. Check them out. They're all great. And let us know what your favourite shows are. Let us know what shows make you feel nostalgic, some things we should check out. If you haven't already, jump into our Discord. There's the link for that in our show notes. It's a real cool place.
Crud, I almost forgot.
What? Is there another
Firefly.
show? Oh, you love Firefly too. Honorable mention.
It is an amazing show. I think everyone should know about it by now, and why the heck it got cancelled. Like, what the heck? Mm-hmm. But I think we all have to accept the fact that we all kind of know why it was cancelled.
We got the movie Serenity, right?
Yes, we got the movie.
Have solace in that. But yeah,
you can't say anything. You've only watched the movie, haven't you?
No, I haven't seen the movie. I've just seen, I think, a few random episodes of Firefly. I haven't
really.
I've never watched the whole thing. I need to.
I think you would really like it.
Yeah, I think so too. Yeah, but thanks for listening, guys. Reach out to us as always. Follow us on socials, and we'll be here next week.
Yep.
I think we're going to talk about a movie.
Yeah.
I don't know what we'll talk about. We'll figure that out. Should we do a Shining episode? I might rewatch it this week. Let's talk about The Shining. Really good movie. Watch it if you haven't already. And we're going to have a little bit of a movie club next week.
Yeah.
Awesome. Oh, well.
Goodbye.
See you later. What? It's late. Oh, okay.
I thought you were doing a bit here. I thought you were.
No, not like a bit, dude.
I was just following your lead.
I'm tired.
Yeah. Well, good night, everyone.
Good night.
Or good morning, whenever you're listening.
Yeah. What do we? Again, apologies to everyone in the UK for Hamish's complete and utter abuse of your country.
Yeah.
His thoughts aren't mine. I just want to say that for the record.